It's Wednesday, March 9th, and this is your coffee break on the HAN Network. I'm Kate Czaplinski, bringing you the latest news in southwestern Connecticut. Rob Adams will have the forecast and a sports update later on, while Donald Ang will take a look back on this day in history. And later in the show, with the weather getting warm again, you might already be thinking of getting away. Well, Jim Cameron has some tips on how to get to the Cape and Islands without sitting in bumper-to-bumper traffic. And on to today's news. The Associated Press reports that high speed and alcohol were involved in a Ferrari crash that killed a survivor of the Boston Marathon bombing, a Canadian boxer, and 2 others, according to a Dubai prosecutor. Officials in Dubai who spoke to the Associated Press on the condition of anonymity, as they were not authorized to discuss the crash, identified those killed as Boston bombing survivor and Weston native Victoria McGrath, Northeastern University student Priscilla Perez-Torres, Canadian boxer Cody Nixon, and James Portunda. Weston's Jill and Jim McGrath, the parents of Victoria, issued a statement yesterday regarding their daughter. Victoria was a graduate of Weston High School and a survivor from the Boston Marathon bombing in 2013. Standing just 5 feet from the first bomb, shrapnel hit her leg, causing a serious injury. Victoria returned to classes at Northeastern University following the bombing and was set to graduate this spring. Her parents said in part that throughout her life, charity and caring for others is what motivated her. Her compassion first revealed itself when she was working with underprivileged children and children with disabilities. The family are asking the public to honor her memory by carrying on the work she loved and to donate to 4 Block, a nonprofit organization that helps transitioning veterans. Donations made to 4 Block in remembrance of Victoria will go directly toward building career readiness programs for returning veterans in Boston, specifically to aid veterans transitioning into civilian jobs. Donations can be made directly on the website 4block.org. And in an update on a story we brought you yesterday, a bulletproof vest and an AR-15 rifle were stolen from the locked trunk of a marked Connecticut State Police cruiser on Rutland Road in Milford early Tuesday morning during a rash of car break-ins. A car was also stolen during the break-ins, which occurred in the area of Haystack Road, Cornfield Drive, and West Rutland Road Monday night into Tuesday morning. Police said one resident said it appeared that nearly everyone on his street had a car that had been compromised. One homeowner lost a laptop from his car and his wife's purse was taken, the resident said. They found the purse in the yard with the cash removed, but not the credit cards. Another woman's van was trashed, and Milford police released details of the break-ins on Tuesday afternoon. They said officers and detectives spent the entire day working in the area looking for information in the affected neighborhoods. They said at this point 12 vehicles were gone through and had various items taken. Also, one motor vehicle was stolen, a 2015 green Ford Fusion with a Vermont license plate. One of the vehicles gone through was an off-duty Connecticut State Police cruiser, and Connecticut State Police Major Crimes Unit and Milford Police Detective Bureau are working collaboratively on the case and the other incidents. The investigations are active and ongoing, and they ask that if anyone has information, they contact police at 203-878-6551. A silver alert has been issued for 78-year-old Kingsley Birdsall of Hamden. Birdsall is described as a white male with gray hair and gray eyes. He stands about 5 feet 11 inches tall and weighs about 200 pounds. He was last seen wearing khaki pants and boots. Authorities said he might have been wearing a red and black flannel jacket. Anyone with information about the whereabouts should call Detective Stephen Risecki with the Hamden Police Department at 203-230-4040. According to the New Haven Register, Birdsall's wife reported him missing at about 8:30 Tuesday night. She told police Birdsall has a beard and he does not drive. Hamden police and firefighters, along with the Connecticut State Police, have been searching the heavily wooded area near Julian Drive in Hamden. Smith said they are using police canines and all-terrain vehicles to help search the area. And in Darien, police are investigating the theft of a purse taken from St. Luke's Church on February 28th. A 44-year-old Darien resident told police she had been attending a church function with about 100 other attendees that Sunday and had left her purse on a table at about 11:30 in the morning. She left for another area for just a few minutes, but the bag was missing when she returned. The purse and its contents were valued at about $1,000, including an iPhone 6, a pair of sunglasses, $150 in cash, and several debit and credit cards. The woman returned home to check her card statements and found that a $150 purchase had been made at Walmart using her card. She immediately canceled the cards and notified police. The next day, she again contacted police to report that 2 additional purchase attempts were made during the afternoon of the 28th. Both were made at an unknown Metro North stop, the first for $467 and the second for $23. Due to the card cancellations, the transactions were blocked. Police are still investigating the fraudulent purchase attempts. And a 17-year-old Barlow student was arrested for driving under the influence and possession of alcohol by a minor early in the morning on Sunday, March 6. Police arrested the student after they found him and another 17-year-old boy basically passed out in a running car in the Joel Barlow High School parking lot. Officers were able to establish that the boy had been operating the car under the influence before passing out in the parking lot and charged him with DUI. Police also found a case of beer in the back seat of the car and cited him for possession of alcohol. Anyone who is 16 or 17 years old when they commit a motor vehicle violation like a DUI is charged as an adult, but because they are still juveniles, their names are not released to the public. And a Milford Harbor duck race representative has said the popular event has been canceled this year. A Facebook post said that due to the unexpected announcement that St. Gabriel's School will be closed June 30th, there will be no 2016 Milford Harbor duck race this May. He said, "Our community is devastated and we thank you all for the support." The duck race was initially created to benefit Milford's Catholic schools. The event has been a successful fundraiser, attracting hundreds of people to Milford Harbor to watch plastic ducks race over the waterfall. But we are going to throw it over to Rob Adams now for a look at today's forecast, which so far is fantastic, Rob.
Fantastic, and I can't find a uniform to compare you to.
I know,
but that's
I'm sorry.
Okay. No problem, still all fine here. Let's get into the weather. What a beautiful day. Sunny, 67 with the wind out of the southwest from 5 to 7 miles per hour. Tonight, partly cloudy and a low around 51, and the wind from the southwest at 6, becoming calm after midnight. Thursday, chance of showers after once, only a 40% chance of showers, but still, got to be aware of it. Mostly cloudy, 64 for the high, wind not a problem. Thursday night, more of a chance of rain. It'll stay at 50% now, mostly cloudy, low 49. To Friday, partly sunny and a high near 60. To Saturday, mostly sunny and a high near 58. To Sunday, chance of showers in the afternoon, mostly cloudy, 58. 51 Monday, 54 Tuesday. Liking what we see as we get really closer to another edition of the FCAC Tour, this time the spring tour coming up around the region. Milford at 59, Wilton, you have 62. Right here in Shelton, we're the winner, 63 degrees, Kate.
All right, thanks so much, Rob. Well, before we take it to a break, as we've said, it is a beautiful day today, and the good news is that signs of spring are everywhere, including in Monroe, where Jack Eck preps the beach at Great Hollow Lake at Monroe's Wolf Park just recently on March 8th. You can check out this video from Steve Buono.
The times have yet to switch, but at Monroe's Great Hollow Lake, the seasons, they are a-changing. And this Sandman's visit means it's time to wake from your winter slumber. Just ask Monroe Parks and Recreation's Jack Eck.
Okay, and it looks like we're getting ready with this mild winter for early spring, and it feels like summer. You're getting the beach ready.
Yeah, taking the sand, pulling it up that washed down over there during the winter time, bringing it up, leveling it all out, letting it dry, so it'll be ready for the people.
And is this unusual? Have you ever done this so early before?
No, it's usually snow on the ground still. Dry the sand out nice.
What are they going to do?
All the little ripples that the York rake is going to make, it'll dry it out quicker.
I got you.
Off a lot more.
I got you. Okay.
All right, a good sign there of things to come. Well, we're going to step out for a break, and when we come back, Donald Dang takes a look back on this day in history. Rob has a sports update, and we have some more news coming your way after this.
Darien Sport Shop is a unique store because it's a family store. A busy mom can come in with kids in tow and find everything she needs for them, and even find a dress for herself for Saturday night. And if she's in a rush, she can simply go home and order it from us that night. We'll deliver it the next day. The Darien Sport Shop. We're pretty on the outside and amazing on the inside. Conveniently located with free and easy parking at 1127 Post Road, Darien, Connecticut. Or shop us online at dariensport.com.
Walter Stewart's Market in New Canaan is your time-saving local shopping destination for the best of spring. Find many of your favorite products, from great specials on everyday items to the freshest organic produce, artisanal cheeses, and grass-fed steaks. Chop off your knives to be sharpened. Grab a beautiful bouquet of spring flowers and stop in next door for a wine tasting. Plus, their personable staff is always ready to lend a helping hand. So stop in to Walter Stewart's Market, 229 Elm Street today, or shop online at stewartsmarket.com.
Had a sports injury that needs immediate care? Coastal Ortho Express Urgent Care gives you direct access to an orthopedic specialist quickly. Their highly trained orthopedic professionals expertly treat you without an appointment. Skiing, snowboard, or sports accident, sprain or fracture, Coastal Ortho Express can help. Coastal Ortho Express Urgent Care open Monday through Saturday in the iPark building at 761 Main Avenue in Norwalk. Call 203-845-2070 or coastalorthoexpress.com. Find them on Facebook at Coastal Ortho CT.
What's happening up in Hartford and what's trending in the Nutmeg State?
Join Kate Czaplinski
And Josh Fisher
on CT Pulse live Wednesdays at 12:30 to find out.
We talk to the leaders and newsmakers while breaking down the stories you should be paying attention to each week.
With the help of HAN's editorial cartoonist Doug Smith, we take a humorous look at the news of the week. We talk about everything you were told you should avoid bringing up in polite company.
CT Pulse, Wednesdays at 12:30 on the HAN Network.
You are watching the HAN Network, and you're not alone. Nearly 500,000 viewers enjoyed our broadcasts in the first 5 months. Advertise on the network that reaches Fairfield County, Connecticut's most engaged audience. Contact Jessica Murrin, Advertising Director, at 203-273-7312 or email jessica@han.network.
And we're back on this Wednesday edition of your Coffee Break on the HAN Network. I'm Kate Czaplinski, and it's time to throw it to Donald Dang's Look Back on This Day in History. Check it out.
The birth of the ultimate career woman. But first we go to 1831, the French Foreign Legion, established by King Louis Philippe to support his war in Algeria. The Foreign Legion is unique because it was created for foreign nationals who wanted to serve in the French armed forces. Commanded by French officers, it is also open to French citizens. The Foreign Legion today is part of the French military, but remains the only unit of the military that does not swear allegiance to France, but rather to the Legion itself. To 1841, the U.S. Supreme Court rules in United States versus Amistad that the captive Africans who had seized control of the ship carrying them had been taken into slavery illegally. 1862, during the U.S. Civil War, the USS Monitor and CSS Virginia fight to a draw in the Battle of Hampton Roads, the first ever battle between two ironclad warships. Neither ship ever took part again in a meaningful battle. Virginia was scuttled 2 months later to prevent her capture. Monitor sank in a storm while being towed on December 31st of that year. And finally, now we go to 1959 for this.
Barbie dressed for swimmin' fun is only $3. Her lovely fashions range from $1 to $5. Look for Barbie wherever dolls are sold.
Someday I'm gonna be exactly like you. Till then I know just what I'll do. Barbie, beautiful Barbie, I'll make believe that I am you.
You can tell it's Mattel. Swell.
Yes, it was on this date in 1959 the Barbie doll makes its appearance at the American International Toy Fair in New York City. Ruth Handler, wife of Mattel co-founder Elliot Handler, had noticed that her daughter Barbara frequently assigned adult roles to her dolls. At the time, dolls were almost exclusively representations of infants, and sensing a gap in the market, she pitched the idea to her husband and was promptly shot down. But the success of the German Lily doll changed Mattel's mind. Marketed to teens as a fashion doll and available as a blonde or a brunette, Mattel sold 350,000 Barbie dolls in 1959 alone. She has since gone on to have more than 150 careers, including nurse, rock star, eye doctor, and U.S. Air Force Thunderbirds pilot. That is your look back in history, and I am Don Ling.
Thanks so much, Don. Now it's time to throw it back to Rob for a Nutmeg Sports Update.
All right, Kate. Well, we go to boys basketball to get things started. We had the game of the night at Stanford High School as it took overtime to resolve Greenwich and the Black Knights in the first round of the Class XXL tournament. We have video of how it ended courtesy of the Greenwich Sentinel. Check this out. The two teams are tied as we pick things up in the extra session. Connor Harkins wants the ball, and he gets the ball. Release, rotation, bang, good night. Game over. Greenwich knocks off Stanford 55-52. They move on to round two, where they'll have a battle on their hands with the Weaver Beavers on Thursday night. Elsewhere in boys basketball, Trumbull knocks off South Windsor by 9, 47-38. Matt Bartolucci's three-pointer with 10 remaining in the extra session gave Ridgefield a 54-53 upset win over number 11 Xavier. The Tigers will play Trumbull in the second round. West Hill by 10 over Ludlow. That sets up a rematch of last year's Double L championship. The Vikings will play Fairfield Prep. Danbury over Staples 65-31. Brian McMahon over Hamden 78-74. The Senators will play at Danbury on Thursday. Hillhouse, a big win over Darien, and East Hartford over Ward 59-51. Let's move on to Class M. St. Joseph knocked off Suffield 59-51. They will play at Granby on Thursday. On to boys ice hockey now, and it was Fairfield over Watertown Pomperog 6-2. Jake Fuss had a hat trick. Gareth Gassetta added 2 goals. The Mustangs will host Cheshire in the second round on Friday. And of course, Guilford over Trumbull, ending the Eagles season 7-3. On the schedule tonight, you've got Class S basketball in the second round as number 19 Trinity Catholic plays at number 3 Classical Magnet. That is at 6:30. In boys ice hockey, Division I gets underway. That's exciting times. Number 12 Ridgefield takes on number 5 Greenwich at the Hamel Rink. That is at 5:15. 14th ranked New Canaan plays. Wait, let me think. They play this other... the Darien Blue Wave. That's right. And they've moved the game to Terry Connor's rink. That is in Stamford at 6. Yankees, Red Sox, whatever. St. Joseph and Simsbury play at the International Skating Center in Simsbury at 7 o'clock tonight. And you've also got the Class XXL Finals in boys diving at Hamden High School at 5:30. So again, lots going on around the state, plenty of FCIAC and as well as SCC and SWC teams in action. Dave Stewart and I will have much more on all of that later today on Nutmeg Sports at 2 o'clock. But that's it for sports for now. But how about that? A buzzer beater in basketball, Kate. Big finish between Greenwich and Stanford. Great win for the Cardinals.
Very cool. All right. Thanks so much, Rob. Well, getting back to some more news today, according to the Valley Independent Sentinel, a convicted killer's new lawyer said his client should have been allowed to defend himself during his 2014 murder trial, even though he had no legal experience. The lawyer, Glenn Falk, made his argument during a hearing Monday in State Appellate Court in Hartford. Falk wants a 3-judge appellate panel to set aside Ansonia resident Cordell Silva's murder conviction and order a new trial. Silva is serving a 50-year prison sentence after a jury convicted him in the fatal shooting of Javon Zimmerman in a Derby parking lot in 2012. Both men were accused by police of being active in the local narcotics trade. There's a lot more on that story at valleyindy.com. And in other news today, people from across the state packed a Shelton auditorium to discuss the ongoing problem with opioid abuse, which has been receiving more attention as of late because of its increasing presence in smaller towns and multiple overdoses resulting in death. The recent overdoses and arrests in Derby prompted the forum between a panel made up of local politicians, first responders, social service representatives, and concerned residents asking questions. The panel responded to residents' questions about the use and distribution of Narcan, the implementation of educational drug courses in schools, and the conditions of state health facilities for those battling addiction. Check out this video from the forum from Aaron Berkowitz of the Shelton Herald.
Substance abuse counselor for the past 16 years. I want to thank the state of Connecticut for saving my life at Griffin Hospital, the EMS team, because if they didn't, I wouldn't be here. there is hope. I know it's difficult. I work with trying to get people in treatment every day of my life, and it's tough. We need more beds. We need recovery houses. We need beds. We need sober houses. We need treatment. We need longer treatment. I got married. I have a son. I have a good life, but the terrible life I suffered chasing heroin, I didn't choose to be a heroin addict. It happened. I was in a motorcycle accident. I got addicted to pain meds at Bridgemoor Hospital, and from there, I lived 3 blocks from Father Panic Village, and I learned how to buy drugs. And I bought them, and it ruined my life, and I went to prison 3 times, and the state of Connecticut saved me.
Thank God.
But there's hope. Don't give up. Don't give up. Keep calling, keep reaching out. Thank you.
Sir, thank you.
And at 12:30 today on CT Pulse, we'll be talking more about that forum with State Representative Jason Perillo. You can also find out more at sheltonherald.com. And in an update on a story we've been following, fundraising for renovations to Dunning Field at New Canaan High School is underway. The overall renovations at Dunning, which were presented at Monday's Board of Education meeting, include expanding both the press box and concession and bathroom facilities. However, the surface of the playing field is a growing concern around New Canaan. In Washington, a women's soccer coach reports an increase of lymphoma in soccer goalies who play on crumb rubber. And in a letter written to the New Canaan Advertiser, Greens Farms Academy in Westport suggests the alternative of using extruded cork, which New Canaan High School Athletic Director Jay Egan says is the direction they're heading.
Has removed the top layer of crumb rubber, and they're using this extruded cork, which is some organic compound, obviously, and so it has none of the perceived risk of the crumb rubber. The bottom layer being sand, the middle layer being that cryogenic rubber and sand, and the top layer, instead of being crumb rubber, we're looking at a system that has the extruded cork, would be the top ½ inch of that surface.
Turf replacement at Dunning is projected to cost anywhere from $380,000 to $500,000. And thanks so much to Rich Durazo of the New Canaan Advertiser for providing that video. We're going to step out for another break. When we come back, we're going to be talking transportation with Jim Cameron, so keep watching. We'll be back right after this.
I really wanted something that felt like a home. Coming from a big house, I wanted the feel of a home as opposed to a condo. The construction is incredible, whether it's the floors, the fireplace, the moldings, the lighting. It's as peaceful as my home was in the middle of the woods. It feels like a house. It does not feel like a condo or a townhome. I feel like I'm in my house.
Are you hoping winter is finally in our rearview mirror? Can't wait for the air and water temperatures to start rising? Well, if the answer is yes, you need to get over to Darien or Westport and stop by the Dock Shop, where it's always summer. Both shops are being stocked with lots of new merchandise, including fishing tackle, marine electronics, boating supplies, and more. But remember, the Dock Shop isn't your average tackle shop. At the Dock Shop, you'll also find the finest selection of nautical apparel, jewelry, home decor, and gifts in New England. Boater, beach bum, fisherman, or simply love the New England coast, this is a unique place to shop. The Dock Shop, 51 Tokenique Road, Darien, and 609 Riverside Avenue, Westport. Online at dockshop.com.
Find over 1,000 special stories at Hospital for Special Surgery. Go to hss.edu/backinthegame.
I was jogging 5 months after my cartilage tear.
Skiing a year after hip surgery.
And playing grandma 4 weeks after hip replacement.
One special hospital, 1,000 special stories. See Connecticut patients at hss.edu/CT.
When it comes to local entertainment, we've got it all.
From movies, local artists, etiquette, and more.
Watch HAN Arts and Leisure every Thursday at 2 on the HAN Network.
I'm Denise DiGregoli, the host of The Drive on the HAN Network. Join me Tuesdays for some motivational, intelligent talk with a little humor as we visit with people who live their lives mindfully. Tune in to The Drive live on Tuesdays, 12:30, here on the HAN Network.
I'm John Kovach.
I'm a newspaper editor. I'm a high school football coach. I'm a television presenter. And I want you to love fishing as much as I do. Tune in to Yankee Fisherman, Thursdays at 1 on the HAN network. It's like going to the tackle shop without leaving your office.
Watching the Friday afternoon traffic crawling up I-95, I was struck with a thought. There's got to be a better way to get to the Cayman Islands than playing Mad Max on the bumper-to-bumper interstates for hours on end. I'm Jim Cameron for Talkin' Transportation, commentary and analysis on getting around in New England. 6 million people visit the Cape each year, 4 million of them in the summer and fall. And on most summer weekends, they all seem to be directly in front of you on the interstate, right? There's got to be a better way. Well, there used to be direct Amtrak train service from Washington, D.C. to Hyannis, stopping at major stations in Connecticut. The Cape Codder was the name of the train. It ran from 1985 to 1996, but it only carried 1,200 passengers in its final season due to its 5+ hour running time from Stamford. And once you detrained in downtown Hyannis, you were still several miles from the beach. There's still express bus service running from New Haven to Hyannis, but it's not a lot faster than the cars, though a lot cheaper at $42 one way. All these fares I'm quoting are from a June Friday departure. The newest option is a high-speed ferry. The Sea Streak runs from East 35th Street in Manhattan to Martha's Vineyard for $165 one way. Nantucket's $10 more, and it takes 5 or 6 hours respectively. Nice boat, though it's still a long ride even with the flat-screen TVs, the full bar, and the comfy seats. Sea Streak also operates high-speed from New York to Port Jefferson, Long Island, where you can connect with the Hampton Jitney, actually a bus, that'll take you to that Tony Beach community in just 3.5 hours. Or you can chug across to Port Jeff from Bridgeport on the traditional ferry and then hop on the bus. If money is no object, you can always fly. JetBlue flies nonstop in an hour from JFK to Hyannis or the Vineyard for as little as $179 one way. There's also Cape Air, whose Cessnas will whisk you from White Plains to the islands in just over an hour for $565 one way. Faster and more exclusive, charter jets from firms like Tradewinds. Well, listen, really, are we that desperate to decamp to the sun and surf when we have perfectly lovely beaches here in Connecticut? The state-run Sherwood Island Beach is right off I-95 in Westport. It's biking distance from the Greens Farm stop on Metro North. And Bridgeport's city-owned Pleasure Beach has just reopened after a 2-decade absence. There's a free water taxi that runs 7 days a week. Another alternative, looking to the south, is the Jersey Shore. You could catch Amtrak to Newark or take Metro North to Grand Central, then switch to Penn Station. New Jersey Transit's Coastline will easily get you to all the shore communities from Long Branch down to Bayhead. So wherever you're heading for sun and fun this summer, don't be a slave to bumper-to-bumper traffic. Try transit. I'm Jim Cameron for Talking Transportation.
Thanks so much to Jim Cameron. Now getting back to a little more news today. 66 miles of New Canaan roadsides are scheduled for tree work this spring and summer by Eversource Power Company. The purpose of the tree work, in some cases trimming and in other cases removal, is to reduce the frequency of power outages in New Canaan and shorten the duration of any outages, according to Eversource spokesman Mitch Gross. Gross said that trees are the #1 cause of outages, especially when there is severe weather, and Connecticut is one of the most heavily wooded areas of the country. Roads on the list for tree work include Valley Road, Smith Ridge Road, Michigan Road, Canoe Hill Road, Brookwood Lane, Ferris Hill Road, Laurel Road, and Route 123. The advertiser counted 60 trees with pink ribbons on March 7th, marking them for tree work on some of those roads. Gross said that last year, Eversource reached out to over 71,000 customers throughout the state to discuss tree work, and of those, only about 1,000 said no. That's 1.5% saying not to work on the proposed tree work statewide. And in Milford, by a 4-to-1 vote at a March 8th meeting, the Zoning Board of Appeals granted permission for a 125-foot long and 2 feet 11-inch high fence with one no trespassing sign to be installed along Merwin Point at 108 Beach Avenue. The Milford Board's vote before an audience of 100 residents came following an extended presentation by William Coleman of 28 Blackall Road, which was appealing a decision by the zoning enforcement officer Stephen Harris to drop his opposition to the fence proposal. But you can get a lot more on that story at milfordmirror.com. Going to throw it now to Rob for one final look at the forecast. It's beautiful out there, that we know.
It is beautiful, and the temperatures are rising. A sunny day, high near 67, partly cloudy, and 51. In fact, while Kate was doing her read, I was actually standing over here working on my golf address, which is always terrible anyway, terrible golfer. But nonetheless, 51, partly cloudy tonight to Thursday. Chance of showers after 1. It's a 40% chance, mostly cloudy day otherwise, and we're going to be right around 64 for the high, 49 for tomorrow night under mostly cloudy skies and a chance of rain as well, right around 40-50%. Friday, partly sunny and 60 to Saturday, mostly sunny and 58. To Sunday, chance of showers in the afternoon, mostly cloudy, 58, 51 for Monday, 54 for Tuesday. Those temperatures, Milford, you're staying steady at 59, but Wilton, you're up to 63, and Shelton remains the big winner, 65 degrees. And I will see you for Nutmeg Sports at 2 o'clock. Dave Stewart will be standing exactly where I am. I'll be over where Kate is, and we'll talk hockey, we'll talk basketball. Obviously, big tournament time, so we'll catch up on all of that later at 2 o'clock. Kate, back over to you.
All right, thanks so much, Rob. Well, that's going to do it for today's coffee break. Coming up at 12:30 today, CT Pulse with myself and Josh Fisher. As I mentioned, we're talking to State Representative Jason Perillo and also following some interesting stories coming out of Hartford. And at 2 o'clock, Nutmeg Sports. But we'll see you tomorrow for coffee break at 11.